You Move PD Bloggers Google Hangout. So if you're just joining us now, make sure to find the link. We have it on our Facebook page, our Twitter, and you can also find it on Google+. So go ahead and click that, and you should be able to either text chat or video chat. So we're here with Nina and Sheena so far. Hi, Nina and
Hi,
Sheena.
everyone.
And
Hi.
I'm Jimena. I go by at Astra on flexines.net. So
Tell me how do you pronounce your given name again?
Jimena. It's pronounced as if the X were an H. So if you've seen it written.
Ah, I did not know that.
Okay. Okay. So Nina, how are you doing with connecting your cam and your mic? Okay. Cool. I was wondering what your real name is, says Nina. Yep, it's Jimena. I don't normally go by that because it's harder to pronounce. And Angela's joining us. Hi, Angela.
Hi guys.
Yay.
Now I have to figure, it was hard enough to get this to open up. It needed my microphone. Now I need to figure out how to Bluetooth it.
Right? It's like the first few minutes is all just like getting the technical things out of the way,
Exactly.
which since we're speaking on music, it reminds me of like the start of some of my pole dance classes when the teacher's trying to get the, like if your phone has a cover on it and they got to take it off, then they plug it in and the stereo makes the weird sound. Like I've been in a couple of dance classes with technical difficulties.
Yes. We're out in the country, and when they killed Wi-Fi, people were still trying to stream their music. So that was interesting because right in the middle of a dance, it would cut out.
Yeah. Oh, yes, people do that as well. They would, I mean, I don't know in other studios if you can pick your own music, but at S Factor you can, and they didn't have the song on their phone, so they would like play it off of YouTube, and
Yes.
then it would, yes. But are you all good? You're set?
Well, you can hear me, I think. So even if
Yeah.
my Bluetooth isn't working, at least I've got something working.
And I don't know where the chat is, like where I'm
So
missing something.
if you go to the left-hand side, there's a little, it shows up on my screen as a little blue, kind of like a speech bubble. Like kind of if you hover over to the left, sometimes it'll pop up. Does that show up for
Oh,
you?
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Okay. So, we've got a few intros done, and Angela, I don't know if you want to take a moment and introduce yourself as well.
Angela France. I'm just one of the members of pole dancing bloggers, and I accidentally bought a studio recently, so this music stuff is really interesting because I only have about 250 songs, and I'm really interested to see what everyone says because I generally don't use the same song twice. It's just part of the way I learned, and so I'm just really interested to be part of this conversation.
Can we pause for a minute? How did you accidentally buy a pole studio?
I bought a property, a house that has it. My instructor was selling her property, and the property was perfect for us. It just happened to be where her studio was too. So now I have a pole studio.
Okay, that's
That is
awesome.
amazing.
Did you have all the poles in there and everything?
No, she took hers, but I had two. They were only 8 footers, so we might get a taller one, my friends and I. But still, we've got a static and a spinny 8 footer, and that's pretty good.
That's cool. How many poles were in there before?
Three. And two of them were like maybe 9 feet, and one was taller, like maybe 12 feet, because it's just a small studio. And now there's the two poles, so it's a little more spacious, but obviously less poles to use at any given time.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The last thing I saw on, I'm just looking at the chat on the group, was that you mentioned you were going to do the Hangout with your iPad. Are you using your iPad right now?
I am, and I'm not sure I love it because I can't find half the settings I could on my PC. Um,
Yes.
yeah, like I can't change where the microphone input is, and I can't change, like I don't know, Sheena, if you're streaming live, but I just see your icon. I don't see anyone streaming live. I have mine streaming,
Um,
but
I I am streaming.
video.
Um, I am streaming. I see you talking, but and I'm also on my iPad as well.
Interesting, because when you are speaking, the little icon in the middle puts out a little ring, but you aren't animated. I don't see an actual video stream of you. I just see your icon. And same with everyone else. I see myself moving in video, but I don't see anyone else moving in video. So I wonder if that's a artifact of the Hangouts program on my iPad.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's all a test. This is our third Google Hangout. The first one, because we're just learning it all, we didn't even end up putting it onto our YouTube channel. Like we weren't actually on air or something. Um, the second chat, we learned better, and then with this one as well. So as we go on, we're going to be experts in the on air Google Hangouts.
Yes.
Yay! Well, I think at Astra we can get started. Like we have Angela here. We know Nina's here somewhere and chatting and stuff. And over time, other people may join the call or not. But let's just turn the floor over back to you.
Okay, Nina says, "Yep, I am here. Yay!" Okay. So the first question that I was looking to hear what your thoughts are on is we hear a lot of times, and I've seen it on Pinterest, I've seen it on Facebook, that that phrase, and they say there's a song that there's every woman has a song that brings out her inner stripper, and because of pole dance and the associations and all that with stripping and not, I was wondering, what are your reactions when you see that phrase, or if you've heard it for the first time now, what is your reaction to that?
What's our reaction to hearing every woman has a song that brings out her inner stripper?
Yep. Like, do you feel like there's a song that brings out your inner stripper? Do you feel like the phrase inner stripper has some connotations that you don't like or that you do
Yeah.
like?
Uh,
So,
I don't have any issue with strippers, but it is a very I don't know the emotional word. Some people do have a strong reaction to that. So for people who feel that way, I would just rephrase the question or the comment. Then it could be inner stripper, erotic creature, your sassy vixen. I think what they're saying is everyone that has a song that brings out that raw sex kitten in you. And what is that song? The like, and where it's just like pure, I don't know, pure sex, booty bouncing, I'm awesome, whatever sexy is for you. Um, so I think that's what they mean, and the easiest way to say it is inner stripper. And so I don't feel horrible about that phrase. And I agree. I do. I have a whole playlist of like when I just want to, what we call it, when I have the high heel hottie nights with my friends, we make a playlist for that. And that night is all about sexy, sassy, have fun, hair flips, clack your heels, and I have an entire playlist of those kinds of songs.
So I think that's interesting too. This is Angela speaking. I think that just as much as stripping has a different connotation to everyone, this sentence can do the same. Like, for instance, maybe you're just a bit of an exhibitionist. Maybe your dance becomes a little more burlesque. Maybe it's totally about sex and everything is grinding instead of, your pole tricks and your gymnasts. I think it all depends on what that means to you, but I can't imagine that there's any person, any pole dancer, who doesn't have a song that makes them feel more raw. And I don't mean vulnerable, I mean powerful raw. There's got to be that connection. If a person has not found that song, keep looking, because what a feeling when you feel powerful and your power is raw that way, and it's just coming out in your dance.
Oh,
I,
I like that.
that's a beautiful way to look at it. Feeling raw and feeling powerful. And I think that a lot of women don't give themselves permission to feel that outside of pole dance, so that makes it especially powerful. For me to respond to that, you know, I don't have a problem with the way it's phrased. What I've noticed personally is, the people that say, "Oh, um, I would never be a stripper. I hate strippers. Don't put me in with those women. Stay, keep them far away from me." When they say, "Oh, there's a song that brings up my inner stripper," or "Oh, I just bought some stripper heels. Yay, I love them." And I think there's a lot of disconnect with some phrases like that. And oh, I see Nina.
I
Hi,
see Nina
Nina.
too.
Do you want to try and do a little intro or response? Is your mic working?
I
My
think she's
screen says her.
muted.
Okay.
We got to get her to find the mute button.
Well, why didn't you finish answering or finish what you were saying, and then we can have Nina come in.
Yeah. So, and I think that comes along in music too, especially because we'll see a lot of pole dancers that are on like the sporty side or on the artsy side, and that kind of limit themselves and try to stay far away from the sexy side of everything, and yet the music is so sexy and it's so like it kind of pulls you into that, and it kind of makes you wonder. Are you letting yourself open up to all these things that the music is talking about in the lyrics, that it's saying with the melody, and like all the way it has all this sexual energy? Are you really opening yourself up to that when you kind of split yourself that way?
Hmm. Yeah. No, I like what both of you just said. Oh, and I think I can see Nina now. Can you too?
Yes, I can see her. Well, I think her microphone is working too. Oh, and now she disappeared.
There she is.
The other thing is also to know that, like, and I think this goes back to what Angela was saying, is that whether it's the inner stripper, the vixen, whatever, um, that can also mean different things to different people. Like it's just like we know the word sexy means something different to everyone. And so for when it comes to that song choice, it doesn't have to be the obvious song of like I'm trying to think of like a cliche sexy song like a Rihanna or whatever. For you, like your inner stripper could be a completely different song, maybe a rock song, or maybe a song that like has tons of bass, or maybe it is a pop song. Like it doesn't just have to be that grimy hip hop, like get your ass up kind of song.
Exactly. I've seen some rocking, sexy songs in country even, and that's not a genre I would ever pick, but it works for them.
I agree with that. I've recently was watching a pole dance video of one of my friends, and she was doing all these amazing floor moves to a country song, and here I was getting into the country song, like what is this? Because I typically don't listen to any country, but yeah, it's definitely depends on how the person reacts to it and how they kind of bring that energy out in their dance. Yep, for sure. So I guess I was also wondering, is there a song that you hear of and you can't like maybe you're cleaning, maybe you're doing trying to get some work done and you hear it and you have to stop and go dance. Is there a song like that?
I don't think I have anything that actually stops me in my tracks like that, but I know a lot of friends who do.
Um, I'm trying to think, and see now it's making me look at the playlist on my iPhone. If you see me looking down, um, what song? Oh, I'm sorry. I have two cats behind me who are like going crazy right now. In case in case you see that.
I
What
can
song makes me just stop? I can't think of any right now. Do you have one at Astra?
You know, I had this project or this homework assignment for music appreciation class way back when, and ever since that class, there's this we had to compare two songs, and um, it's "Hurt" by and Johnny Cash does this song, and so does Nine Inch Nails, and they're so different, like they're crazy different, but like every time I hear that song, it like makes me stop, and I like kind of have to like okay, like I have to like dance in place, or I have to run down to my pool room, and it's like it's something about like if you when you take the time to like really listen to what the lyrics are saying, because we had to respond and compare and contrast. Okay, what are the different themes to the
Mhm.
song? What are the different lyrical differences? What is there a difference in the melody? You know, and I think that maybe that's something that more people should try to explore.
Yeah.
Like listen for something beyond what you hear right away.
Now that did make me think of one song, and it's "Fight" by Wino, and I mean, it's been played so many times before for people, but that one, no matter where I'm at, like if I'm in a pole studio and someone picked that as their song, I'm just like, oh snap. And if I'm out somewhere and I hear the song, it just like I'm back in pole class and I'm just like, oh yes, that song. It sounds like it's a hip hop song and he's talking about fighting. So it sounds like an angry song, but really for me it brings out that raw power, and I just want to go take over the world with hip circles.
that was awesome.
Did you see somebody posted in the BNP, the Body and Pole Vortex Facebook group, about that song "Copycat" by Scream? I think it was Scream, and oh, I can't remember what the other artist is that does that song, but um, it's like this really silly song, and it sounds like it's about like some copycat, and there's like cats meowing at one point. I don't
Oh,
know.
really?
Saying that they play that in the warm-ups at Body and Pole, and they wanted to know what song it was, and so I had to go look up this song, and and it's really funny because it's such a silly song, but you listen to it and you're like, okay, yeah, like I could totally get into this. It's like has this like sexy vibe to it. Yeah, and so like kind of that
Hmm.
unexpected song that becomes really sexy.
And this goes back to what you were saying with like how you're listening to the melodies or things like that. Like if we break it down, like why are there certain songs that just stop us and whatever and gets us to move our bodies? Like what is it about that kind of song that does that to us? And also then how can we begin to like explore and seek out those kinds of songs that inspire us so much that we would just stop whatever we're doing and move our bodies? It makes me wonder.
Yep, I
So
find for myself it's always something that has a really strong bass. I seem to get into things that have a lot of drums in them. If there's like a really heavy downbeat, I don't know why. And it's not that I dance to the beat like that, because that's not what I learned. I just really respond to those. Or sometimes if it's it's in like 2-3 time, like a waltz, that has like a real impact on how I move. I don't know why.
For me, it's songs that I do like a good like bass in a song or some drumming, but it's what I call the oomph, like songs that just have that oomph in it, and it just like you feel it in your gut and then your hips, and that just like I can't help it. Like and it's not the same reaction if I hear the waltz or a sad sappy song. If I hear that oomph in a song, I it lives like right in my hips and my gut and pelvic area, and yeah. So look for songs with oomph.
I love that. It lives in my hips. It's like it becomes part of you and part of your body. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
awesome. So
Oh,
is there something
you
like
know,
other hand other oh go ahead, Sheena.
no, you go ahead.
Okay. So I was going to ask, so is there a song on the other side of it? Is there a song that you don't want to hear ever again that you are might be dancing and you hear this song and you're like, "Oh, not again, not this song," and you kind of shut down? Is there a song like that for you?
I don't think I have any
Well,
that
I
do that.
Okay. I know Sheena said no
no.
more dubstep somewhere.
Okay, so because I'm gonna break this down too, because then it makes you wonder why don't you want to hear a certain song again? And for me, I can't hear another dubstep song ever. Um, and that's only because like at S Factor, again, we have these themes that they give us, and the theme might be Disney princess or tie yourself up, and whatever the theme is, you find a costume, music, and your movement is all around that theme. But even if the song is princess, you're still going to get every genre of music and every kind of song. Well, they did a theme one week where it was dubstep week. So they picked a subgenre of music. And so that meant in my one dance, I went to 5 dance classes that week. And in each dance class, there were anywhere between 8 and 12 women. And I heard it was all dubstep songs all the time, that whole week. And so when I don't want to hear a song again, one of the reasons is because it was just overplayed so much, like, and I can't handle it. So, dubstep would be mine.
So this makes me think of I've never done any competitions or showcases, but I've heard of people that will do this and they'll pick their song and they'll be so excited about it, and by the time their competition comes they're like, never again. I don't ever want to hear this song because I've just heard it too many times. So I think that that's very common if you have to hear this song over and over. Okay, and Nina is saying she thinks Angel by Massive Attack is overplayed, at least in her ex studio, but she loves it. She heard it today in the car and just couldn't stop thinking what a classic song it is. So that's her song that she hears it and has to stop and dance to it or get into it. Okay.
You said Angel by Massive Attack?
Yeah, and then she also says overplaying for competition happened to her friend too. Yep. So definitely that sense of, oh, this, you just hear it too many times. Okay.
Yeah, and it's competitions or showcases, whatever you may be preparing to perform to publicly. I know my first performance, I danced to Rockstar by Rihanna, and this was over 2 years ago. And to this day, I can't hear that song. Like, as soon as it comes on shuffle, I change the song. And that's just because it was my first performance, and I went in hard training, even though I forgot half my choreography on the actual day. But I mean, I listened to that song to learn every nuance in it, and I would practice the first 30 seconds over and over, and I would record myself, and I did. I should have paced it more. Whereas now I've performed numerous times, and many of those songs I'm not tired of because I know not to overplay it.
But Sheena, you don't usually choreograph, do you? You usually freestyle. So if you do a song, you're less likely to play the hell out of it as you choreograph it.
Yeah, but see, and that's what I mean. I was referencing like if you're preparing for a showcase or a
Yeah.
performance. Like when I take classes, that's freestyle dancing. But I also, I mean, I made a list of all of my performances. I've performed publicly almost 15 times now, and half of those have been choreographed. And yeah, so I still, and the Rihanna one was choreographed, and I cannot hear that song again.
Nina is saying, I'd love to see your performance to Rockstar, Sheena.
It's on YouTube. I'll have to find the link. Yeah. Now keep in mind that halfway through, I forgot my choreography. Like everything I'd been working on for months just was not there. But yeah, I'll have to post the link.
Good.
Is there a song that that you hear it and right away you think about pole dancing because maybe it's a song that one of your favorite pole stars made a dance video to, or it's played at a studio that you go to? Is there a song like that for anybody?
I don't know if any particular song triggers that, but almost every song I hear, I question, would I dance to this?
Mm.
Is this something I would want to dance to? So I kind of accidentally relate everything to pole.
Yeah, that sense that that sense that sometimes I've heard people saying, okay, well, I'll hear all these songs, and right away, when I'm listening to it, I start choreographing in my head. Okay, what move would I do at this part of the song? And when it crescendos, maybe I would climb or spin or do something like that. Yes, definitely.
For me, it's two things. One, like there are certain iconic pole dances that most of us have heard of before. So like Janine Butterfly's dance that she did to that one Florence and the Machine
Yes.
song, Happy. What I can't remember the name of the song, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And whenever I hear that song, I immediately think of her, and the entire routine goes in my head. Which this is giving me an idea. Someone should do a series where they take like 5 or 10 classic dances that like well-known polers have done, and they like reenact it because I would love to see other people's take on that choreo, but just for fun. But anywho,
A
so
montage.
there are, yeah. So there are songs like that where I hear it and I immediately think of that one person who did that classic performance to it. And then there are just songs where, I mean, any song that's good, and I'm known to do this. Like, I could be in a coffee shop, a club, in a car, and if I hear an amazing song, I'm like, it's such a waste they're playing this song right now because there's no pole right here. It's like, why would you play a good song if I don't have the option to pole dance to it right now?
Oh, now that you said that, yeah, when I hear that song, I always think of Janine, and there's that one that Stephen Retchless did at Boston Ballroom, and Alethea Austin also does that. What is it? Like that one where, um, like there's that line like, and I emptied out my costume. Do you know what song I'm talking about? Um, yeah, but definitely, like every time I hear that song, it's like that's a pole dancing song for sure.
Yeah, it's true. And even just some of my favorites, like I can't, if I'm probably getting the name wrong, but I think there was a girl named Christy or Crystal Sellers who danced to, it's a sad song that I love. Um, I'll have to look it up, but I, I've always loved the song, and then I saw her competition piece to it. Now, whenever I hear the song, I think of her.
Okay, let's see. So Nina is saying, she said, okay, I have songs that are mine because I have unused choreos to them in my mind, but still I would love to see someone else's interpretation. I like that. Like kind of considering a song yours because you've got a work in progress with it. Oh, like I kind
That
of
reminds me of what's her name? Jillian's post that she did for last month's blog hop, where she had like a list of 10 songs where she has this whole routine and production to it, but she actually has never performed to any of the songs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, like she's kind of planning in advance. And did she say something like um there's certain moves that she wants to do that she wants to nail first, something like that. I don't know, but I definitely I have like some songs like I'm one the reason that I got into pole dance is because I love figure skating and I love like all the spins and the jumps and the twirls and like I when I see pole dance that's what I see in it. I see figure skating, so like there's some figure skating I kind of think of them as dances, but like performances that like there's like that song that I want to use for my on my own stuff. Like I think like what is it? There you know the last Olympics that Sasha Cohen was in and she um danced to that Romeo and Juliet by Nino Rota. That song, like I think once I can do like an extended Allegra, I have to like that's my song. That's the song that I have to dance to. Yeah.
I
And I
see
don't
what you mean.
worry so much about like, oh, it has to be perfect, but I don't know, like that's kind of like that's on my list for one day. Kind of like Jillian has her list. Like I should make a post about that because that's a song that
Yeah.
another day for me.
Although, well, for Jillian's list, she's saying like she knows that she'll never perform to the songs
Oh,
because her expectations for it aren't even realistic. Like there was a Marilyn Manson song where she imagined she has to be in a latex cat suit and do things that defy gravity, and it's like these pole fantasies for performances that she has.
I
So
remember
she
that
says she
now.
would
You're right.
do it. Yeah, but I also have a list like, well, not like Jillian's list, but just I have a list of songs I want to perform to, or I have some of the choreography in my head, or I know exactly what the video shoot would look like, and it's just on my growing list of songs.
so do you come up with playlists and kind of like leave them in somewhere in the back and then like kind of with the plan of coming back to them? Do you do any of that?
Do I repeat it? I think I lost you for part of that.
Oh, like do you so do you take songs then and kind of make a list and save that for later and then kind of revisit that or what's your process for kind of gathering up songs that you want to dance to at some point?
Um, Some songs I just, I have a playlist for everything, every mood, every idea, or whatever. And so for those songs, um, I'll just say, like, one day I know I want to dance to this. And when I get the opportunity to perform, I can just go back to that list and know, oh, yes, that one sassy song or the song about whatever. I already have an idea. And then for just future songs they're just like it's just on a playlist on my computer and I have no idea whatsoever if I'll ever do anything with those songs. It's all in my head. It's like fantasy land of Sheena being the most awesome pole dancer and defying gravity, and she has an ongoing list that she's going to perform to every week. It's not reality.
I don't usually keep a list like that. In fact, I have like a possible defect. Everyone I know around me is collecting songs like mad. And if I know I need a song one week, I can be spending 3 or 4 hours looking for the one song that will do. Like I don't collect songs. It's a mad rush to find a song. So I don't know what that is. I don't like it.
You should check out I know I think Veruca and I know Lisa Faulkner, or they both do posts on like lists of songs on their blogs.
I love that. I stalk
Yeah, they
anyone
do it
who
more
posts lists.
consistently. Hmm? What'd you say, Angela?
I love anyone else who posts their list. I love that. I stalk half of you people on Spotify. I'm looking for any kind of inspiration that just might trigger something. I think I'm too picky with what I think might resonate with me.
Do you use
Well,
Pandora?
so
Go ahead, Sheena.
no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was just asking Angela, do you use Pandora? Because I know you can put in like, like whatever songs you're thinking of, and then it'll automatically build you a radio based on whatever song you put in and try to make them like similar.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. Like during the day, my job is really stressful, so I don't listen to music while I work. And then in the evening, I'm kind of winding down or doing something else, and so I'm not listening to music then. And since I work from home, I'm not in my car. And I find that I don't listen to music as much as I used to.
Oh, wow. So, like I don't have a radio, like I don't drive, so there's no like radio playing, and I don't really listen to Pandora or any of those streaming type of things. Um, and you're right, I don't listen to music at work. Um, but I do like, and this is why I have a blog post where I wrote how I end up finding out about new music. For me, one of the main ones is that it's on when I watch a TV show or a commercial. I'll hear something and I'm like, what is that? I got to find that song. And that's how I have this one song I have yet to tell anyone about because it's my song and I don't want anyone else to pole dance to it. Like, I'm so scared to blog about it. I didn't blog about it last month because I was like, I'm just not ready to share it with the whole world. But I found
Awesome.
that on a TV show. And then also, it's where I will hear music. Like, because as much as I like to dance to, like, sexy songs, I also like to dance to more emotional, slow, gut-wrenching songs. And Starbucks and lots of coffee shops are classic for playing
Yeah.
those, like, I'm a girl who broke up and I have my guitar and my life will never be the same type of songs. So that's where I also, it's just when I happen to go get my pumpkin spice latte, I'll be like, what is this song playing? Another way, because again, I'm like you, Angela, where I don't actually listen to music a lot in the rest of my life. Sometimes I just literally, like, it would be an hour before dance class, and I'll go on Twitter and just be like, I'm looking for a song that is dark or a song that's gritty. And whether it's my friends or strangers, they start suggesting it. And so that's how I end up finding songs to
You're
store.
crowdsourcing.
I crowdsource my shit.
That is awesome.
We need to make a quote of that and post that somewhere.
Yeah, just like ask people, because that's the other thing, and this is just, it's a thing about life, and this also connects to music and songs, because pole dancers are always looking for music, and a lot of the times we'll ask each other in our forums or our groups and stuff, but like people love to give their opinions. People love to share their thoughts. So also don't just ask pole dancers for music
Right.
inspiration. Like I put it right on my Facebook feed when I need a new song to perform to, and most of the people commenting are not pole dancers. And sometimes their music suggestions aren't right because they don't understand how pole dancers work with music because we listen to music differently. But just ask people. Ask a stranger on the train. Ask your coworker what was the last great song she heard or that made her cry.
We had an assignment one week which was to ask someone for their favorite song and don't tell them why and don't try to lead them in any way and dance to that and see how we liked it. I asked independently 3 different non-polars and nobody answered. And that surprised me because in the pole world we would answer in a heartbeat. You just say like, what's your favorite song or what's a genre you like or anything. We're just going to give you something. But these people
Yeah.
didn't answer and that totally surprised me.
Yeah, but see, and that goes like I do understand not leading the question, but I find like if you ask me what's my favorite song, I can't answer that. There are too
Yeah,
many, and it depends. So that's why when I do crowdsource, I would just say, what is your favorite sexy song, or what's your
right.
favorite sad song, or your
Narrow it
because then
down.
it helps them to narrow down.
And
We had
another
a
thing with
similar assignment. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and another thing with that is, I've seen like when when you're trying to find something out about someone, they'll say, well, ask the person what kind of music they listen to, and then that'll give you a sense. And I think some people are a little bit iffy about sharing music because it's so personal, and you and that's why people will say, well, find out what kind of music this person listens to, so people have that kind of like sense of that music is so personal, and their choice is so personal. And I think a lot of people are not used to being as personal as like pole dancers, because we're like we'll go and dance in like close to underwear with each other, and it's just like it's just another day working out for us. But and like react so emotionally, like I know um, Bob from A Man Who Pole Dances. His songs are all about being so personal and telling a story. Like I know one of the last dances
Hmm.
was like he kind of called it like there was like a section that was like the proposal, and he handed a rose to his wife. And so I think pole dancers are a little bit more used to being personal like that, and that's kind of where that comes from, sharing music tastes like that.
Yeah, and that's true. I didn't think about that. Like, because I'm also like a lot of my friends. I mean, they're as expressive as I am, so they will just say what their opinions are, and some people don't want to share it. But then this made me think of another idea of finding music. Um, I would Google award shows, like the list of like the country music awards for 2014, and then there's like a
Ah.
list of songs, or the hip hop awards or whatever. Like you pick a genre, there's an award show for it, and then you could literally go back to like years of list of the winners, which 99% of them I never heard of before. And I would just go through each one, find the song on YouTube or something, and that's also how I found new songs for things.
I am writing this down.
Nina says this discussion makes me want to dance. I love that. One of these days we have to have one where we pull and like have like play a song or something, and everybody just kind of dances to it.
Set it up so we take our iPads into the studio.
Right? Right. One thing I thought I found interesting, it was when I took, and I may have mentioned it before, but when I took a special 2 week course with S Factor, they had this one assignment where um, you listed some of your favorite songs, and no, okay. So the teacher played 10 songs, right? And you're just sitting there, you're not dancing, you're just listening to them. And she played the songs, and you had to write how you felt or liked the song. And then she switched it up, and you got on the floor with the pose, and she played the same 10 songs again. Like you would take a pause after each one, and you would move however you felt compelled to move, and you wrote how each song made you feel. And the point of this exercise, and this can also help pollers when they're looking for music, because you might hear a song and you're like, oh no, that's the worst song ever. So there were songs where when I sat there and just listened to them, I was like, yeah, this is the dumbest song in the world. But then when I was actually on the dance floor and she played it, I loved it. It was the best thing ever. And then some songs, they were great to listen to and great to dance to. And then there's some songs where you love to listen to them and you actually can't dance to them.
Yes, we had one very similar. It was the hate song, and you had to bring a song you hated. And I did not like this assignment. And I brought Kings of Leon's Sex on Fire because he sings one damn note the whole song. And I loved it. Well, my body loved it. my body wanted to dance to it like crazy, but my head was like, this is gross. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but that reminds me, because as you're saying how your body had this reaction kind of that your head could not control. I have this one friend, uh, Bernadette, actually, we know her. She was on the Hangout before, where, Bernadette is like empowering and life-giving, and, you're a goddess, and, all this wonderful things. And when she dances like to the most nasty, meanest, horrible songs. Like I like dancing to Lil Wayne as well, but she it's just like, and I'm like, they're gonna do what to the grandma, to the who, what? And for the longest time, she had a hard time reconciling that with her. Like, how is it possible that my body just turns on with these songs, but I'm supposed to be about empowerment? Or if you're a feminist, or you don't believe that, you think twerking is wrong or whatever, but then when you're in that studio and the lights are down low, your body's just like, this is my shit. And I think you have to like be okay with that and be open with that, and it's okay. Like, it's fine.
Looks like Kiki's joining us from Kiki
Yay.
Live. Welcome, Kiki. We'll see here in a
She's muted too.
Yeah.
Okay, Kiki says hi. She's right now in the text chat. Awesome. Okay. So I like that we're talking a little bit about looking at kind of thinking about songs before you dance to them, and kind of exploring them in a different way, and the way that changes how we react to them. Uh, that kind of reminds me of sometimes I'll be searching YouTube for like a contemporary dance and looking for kind of inspiration outside of just all the pole dance songs, and I'll hear a song that I've heard on the radio, and I'll see how these dancers are reacting to it and how they move to it, and how they kind of incorporate the lyrics and maybe like everything to the beat. And I look at this song and I'm like, this is a song I would never listen to. This is a song, if I heard it on the radio, I would
Mm.
change the station. I don't like this song. But I start to see the way somebody else is reacting to it, and it kind of like my mind thinks about it differently. And then the next time I'll hear this song, I'm like, oh, I want to dance to this song. I know what cool move I would do to this song. And it really changes the way you react to a song when you kind of think about it differently first.
Yes, that happened to me with Radioactive, because I saw a dance that a woman did in sand. She was dancing in sand, and it wasn't pole, but it was like pole. And now I need to
Mm.
dance to Radioactive on the pole.
Yes, I think I know what song or what video you're talking about. She was
It's
awesome.
awesome.
I definitely have done that. I prejudged a song and was just like, meh. And then I see someone else dance to it, and I'm like, that's the best song in the world. I have to dance to it too.
Okay, Nina says she thinks her name is uh, Eva Shivanova, and she says she's got the video. She can send it to you.
Awesome.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're getting down to kind of towards the end. So I wanted to kind of bring the discussion back to, I mean, we're talking about music inspiration. We're talking about finding different songs and reacting to songs, and I think that's a perfect time for us to talk about our ongoing video competition or challenge, because we have this really awesome challenge going on where and I know some of you have already done videos. I know Kiki has one for sure, um, and we're inviting independent music artists to share their music with us and then reacting to it, which has been such an interesting experiment, I think, because so far we've gotten all types of different video submissions to it. So, and I'm excited to see what else people come up with. So, if you are watching this, you can check that out on our website on PD Bloggers, and you can find information on that on our social media. But you're going to want to click on PD Bloggers and do the sign up. We just have you put in your email address, quick, easy sign up so that you can join in and we can get you included on that as well. And we also have our blog hop going, Sheena. If you could give some pointers on that.
Oh, well, the blog hop, and actually last month the blog hop was all about pole dance songs. So if you are looking for more inspiration or ideas for new music to dance to, you can actually look at last month's blog hop, and there's a link of 18 different bloggers who each wrote lists. So somewhere in there, there is a song for you that you haven't heard of or that may inspire you. But every month we do a blog hop, and I really like it because it helps me to like learn about the different perspectives of the bloggers on whatever the topic may be. And this month, because it's September, it's the back to school topic. And we already have a couple entries. I think there are about 3. And it's really, you could take it in any direction. You know, you could write about your favorite pole dance teacher. You could share a lesson or a tip on pole dancing. I love Jillian's post. She did her back to school shopping like wish list because there's always those back to school sales and stuff. So she did a pole dancing one. And so you can either participate if you're a blogger and write a back to school themed post as it relates to dance, or you can just read the post for more inspiration and insight into the mind of pole dance bloggers.
So if people want to join into our blog hop, do you have to necessarily be a pole dance blogger to join in with that?
No, not really. Like, I mean, it's great if you're a pole dance blogger or an aerial blogger, like you're hoops or circus or burlesque, or you're into fitness or some kind of like active, or you're a dancer. Maybe you're not a pole dancer, but you're a tap dancer. But actually, anyone could join the blog hop for that particular thing. And also because someone asked like if their blog had to be 100% about pole, and it doesn't. Like maybe you're a chef and your blog is a food blog, but every now and then you take dance classes. So it's just that one entry. It's so anyone. It's open to anyone.
Good.
Yeah. And I have my blog post. I just have to brag about it because it's gonna be so awesome. I haven't. I know I'm so like arrogant. It's ridiculous.
I
But
love it.
but it's just because I'm just so excited because I was looking for a way to really write about the topic because you know Jillian is so creative and she inspires me so much to really try different ways of blogging. And I will be publishing it today, and just watch out. You guys are going to love it.
Awesome.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing everybody's participation in our upcoming blog hops. The the music challenge that we have going on. It's so exciting. We've already gotten a submission, and I'm working on one. I know Cody from Full Harmony is working on one. So we've got all these creative discussions going on, which is what we're all about at PD Bloggers. So keep up with the website and check us out. We're on Twitter, we're on Google Plus, we're on Facebook, Instagram, you name it. You can find us on there, and all those links are on our website as well. Do we have any kind of? Does anyone have anything that they
Yes.
wanted to say before we wrap up here?
I think that you should share about what's happening Monday.
Oh, that's right. You know what? That's possibly one of the most exciting things we have going on. So we have the amazing, 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 I can't say enough times, amazing Alex Beeden joining us on Monday morning, and that is bright and early at 9 a.m. and I think Eastern Standard Time. So that's 8 a.m. if you're on Central Time. So I know, Angela, you're on Central with me. So Yeah, and she's going to be going over some branding, social media, business, all that good stuff with us. We asked her to Google pole dancing, see what comes up, what are her reactions on it. And
Great.
so I am so excited to chat with Alex Beaton because she has the most amazing channel. And she had recently a webinar on using Instagram, and she was talking about how she's finally got her business to this milestone that she's been looking for, which is she made 6 figures. So this is somebody you want to listen to, whether you're pole business owner or not a pole business owner, whatever you're interested in. She's great with just really positive person, and yeah, I hope to see everyone joining in for that as well. So
Sounds
thank you
great.
everyone for joining us. Thank you, Angela, Kiki, Nina, and I see Sheena has left. Thank you, Sheena, as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Monday if you can join.
Thank you for hosting.
All right. Bye.
Bye.